So this talk is called Grow Your Game on Twitch, a playbook. Today I'm hoping to answer the question that I get asked a lot of how should I take advantage of Twitch within my game or my franchise. I'm going to start with an overview of Twitch, and then I'm going to get to the meat of the talk of how we recommend integrating with Twitch. And as you can tell, I'm not Amir Shivat. I'm JT Gleason. I'm the Senior Director of Developer Relations at Twitch. Amir was not able to attend today, so I'm here in his stead. I've been at Twitch for about 8 years now. Started off as a software engineer on the platform. Then I ran the growth teams at Twitch, and that was about how do you grow a game vertical. And finally, I came to the Developer Relations team once we created Developer Experience, which was a product division of Twitch that makes things for game developers to help their games be awesome on Twitch. So, there's a game that's on everyone's mind right now, besides the ones that you're developing, and obviously I'm talking about Fortnite. In the first half of the year, Twitch viewers watched about 630 million hours of Fortnite. That's 72,000 years of one game watching. Yeah, it's a big number. In general, Twitch has over 1 million people watching it 24/7. We get about 15 million unique viewers every single day. We have about 3 million streamers every single month. And we, over the course of 2018, generated 606 billion minutes watched of people watching other people play video games. So Ninja and Drake obviously are on the top of people's minds, and they set the record for peak concurrent viewers on an individual channel of Twitch at about 630,000 viewers for Fortnite. That instance helped spur Fortnite both on and off Twitch. Previous to that, Fortnite had made a change. It wasn't the phenomena it was today until Epic added the free-to-play Battle Royale mode in September of 2017, and then it exploded. It reached beyond the video games audience and became a crossover success. And so that kind of gets to the meat of my talk, that Twitch and games have a shared community. We want to empower your players to view your games when they're not playing and play your games when they're not viewing. And the way that we do that and the way that we think about that is something that we call the watch-play flywheel. So broadcasters create content on Twitch, and the Twitch viewers watch those broadcasters. That causes the broadcasters to grow, and that grows the game viewership on Twitch, bringing more broadcasters in, more viewers, more broadcasters. Your game grows, and Twitch grows at the same time. From watching your game to playing it as a customer and back again. And now I want to talk about general relative audience sizes of viewership on Twitch and game sizes itself. Now, I don't have the actual game size numbers myself, so I'm going to be relying on the publicly talked about numbers in the press, but I will be sharing like what some of the viewership is on Twitch. So first, we'll start off with Fortnite. In November, they reported of having over 200 million active accounts, and over 2018, we saw 245 million Twitch viewers for that title. Moving over to PUBG, they've reported 60 million PC players, and we have 107 million people watching on Twitch. The same thing can be seen in FIFA, one of the largest console titles, with 24 million players reported, and we have about 28 million viewers in Twitch in 2018. And finally, I want to get to kind of an interesting outlier that I think is illustrative, and I'm going to dive deep into the numbers on it, about how having an awesome Twitch integration can actually help lift your game's audience. So this is Dead Cells. It has about 1.2 million players of it, according to Steam Spy. And we saw about 4.6 million people watch it on Twitch. And so there's a lot more viewers of the game than actual players. But they actually did something to convert viewers on Twitch into players of the game. And so I'm going to dive into that. So here from Steam Spy, we can see the average daily users of Dead Cells, and you can see this discontinuous event there, right? And we want to dive into what that discontinuous event is. So first, we're going to normalize this to the Twitch audience of the game, and you can see it becomes much smaller. Now I'm going to overlay with a white line the Twitch viewership, and we can dive into what they did. And what they did here, when you saw that big spike in concurrent users of gameplay, was actually add something that they called streamer interactivity. And this created a way for streamers and viewers to interact with the actual game simulation itself. It got a lot of new streamers to try it, and a lot of viewers to check it out. So I'm going to renormalize here so that you can actually see it a lot easier. Every time that there is a spike in Twitch viewership, there is a spike in people playing it, especially around the time when they launched the streamer interactivity feature. You can see it very closely mirrors the Twitch viewership. And so with all that data, we wanted to tie everything together into a single Twitch playbook for games that will be launching soon. But I wanted to give everybody here kind of a sneak peek and give you a leg up on how you can use Twitch to help your game succeed. For simplicity, we've broken game development down into 3 cycles. We totally understand that this is hand-wavy, but it just helps us, categorize and bucket what you can do with Twitch when you're at each phase in your game cycle. So for development, we're talking about everything from ideation up until your announce in beta phase. In that phase, you don't have a huge amount of resources, but you have maybe more ability to shift metadata services so that you can make a deeply interactive game with Twitch. Then we have the road to launch, and that's from beta up until the point that the game is in the public's hand. Here, obviously, you have less resources to deeply change gameplay mechanics, and so we want to talk about what sort of things you can do when your game's in that state. And finally, we have live services. That's when your game is actually launched and it's available to the public. There's still some types of integrations that we found to be helpful for increasing engagement in the game there. Now, obviously, any of these things can apply at any time with enough developer resources, but we find these to be a really handy rubric for people to use when they're trying to understand what should they integrate with Twitch. So talking about development. We want to build an interactive future together with game makers. And how can we do that? We can talk about rich extensions, and I'm going to explain what those are. We can talk about a streamer mode, a la what Dead Cells did. And we can talk about Twitch identity and Prime integrations. Additionally, we can talk about mods and embeds, but I'm not going to talk about that here today, but I'm happy to talk about it afterwards. The goal is to create that interactive future where both the audience, the broadcaster, and as the game player and the game simulation itself are all interacting with each other in novel ways. And we want to deeply integrate Twitch at this point so that future integrations become drop-dead simple. So, what was I talking about with rich extensions? Extensions are a technology that Twitch launched that is basically an iframe overlay over the Twitch video. It allows you to create interactive experiences on the Twitch platform. Individual users can give individual clicks and have those clicks cause actions on the Twitch screen itself. Every single individual viewer has a different experience. This is the Destiny 2 Armory overlay. It lets viewers see the streamer's loadout. So what they do is the broadcaster connects their Destiny 2 account and their Twitch account, and then their viewers are able to go and click on the individual items that the broadcaster is actually using at that time in order to be able to see what the item does. This helps new players get engaged with your IP right away before they've even played the game. They can understand some of the things that are available. And for the really hardcore players that are watching broadcasters to deeply understand what's going on, this allows them to dive in and kind of stops that chat question of like, what are you using at this moment? They can just click a button and find out for themselves. Another type of rich extension is the CSGO competitive mode. This is something that we did with Faceit, Genvid, and Stats Helix for the London Major last year. And it allowed for an interactive experience for CSGO that let viewers change the camera position to see the stats and the leaderboards as if they were in the game. And it created real-time maps where you could see where guns are shot or Molotovs go off. And this was all bundled into a season pass. And so this is actually an interactive thing that users can click on in each particular phase there. They can just push buttons. I'll have a video that shows that. And it's all powered by metadata that actually comes from the game. Another type of rich extension experience that we can have is the StarCraft II War Chest. It's a pass that unlocks skins for various races in StarCraft II. You link your Blizzard account and your Twitch account. You buy the War Chest, on Battle.net, and then as you watch content on Twitch, you're able to receive items and rewards in game, really tightening that watch-play loop that I talked about before. So I'm going to go back to Dead Cells now. I wanted to showcase this interactive streamer mode. What it does is it lets viewers kind of choose buffs and debuffs to give to the broadcaster. The best interactive modes are actually where the viewers are able to help the broadcaster and feel like, oh, we've done this together. But there's also opportunities to kind of troll the broadcaster, and they can be funny moments. That's a moment that I chose there. So that you can see the game itself is put this up there. The streamer can't actually see that, but the chat can. And this happens to be a chat integration, not an extension integration, although you could do the same thing with the extension. And all the broadcasters are choosing Pick Me. So there'll be sound on this, and let's go and watch it.
Revan? Dude, am I getting hurt?
You see he's a little confused. The life bar's going down. No idea of what's going on. And he died. A little bit of shock there. No clue of what's going on here, but now it displayed this to him.
What is that? Our hero is dead vote. Oh, what is this? What is this?
And now the viewers themselves are popping up. The ones that voted to kill him are there, and the broadcaster can interact with that. And
I saw that Pala.
And you can see the broadcaster is able to call out a specific viewer that harmed him in that case. And so there we have the actual viewers interacting with the actual state of the game. The activity on Twitch was translated into the simulation and influenced what was going on with the broadcaster. Now I'm going to show the CSGO major pass that we did with GenVid and Faceit and Stats Helix. You could choose whatever sort of view that you wanted. And then here's the actual extension. You can see people clicking on it. They can see different stats. They can dive deeply into the simulation itself. They can see where all the characters are. It gives them a view of the action that you can't possibly get without having a rich extension experience. We also tied it to some other features and kind of created a way to engage in esports and monetize esports in a way that hadn't been possible before. I also wanted to talk about Twitch Prime. Twitch Prime is an extension of Amazon Prime. If you have Amazon Prime, you can simply link your Twitch account and your Amazon account, and you can receive free Prime benefits. This includes a Twitch subscription token, and importantly for this audience, free in-game content and free games. We saw in the last section that Twitch users like free stuff. The core requirement of getting them that free stuff is to link the Twitch identity and entitlement systems with your game's identity entitlement systems. We've done this for most major publishers in over 100 games. It takes about a week to do the integration using standard OAuth 2 integrations flows that'll show later on in this talk. And we do recommend that if you're a publisher, doing it at the publisher level so it can apply to all of your titles in one go. So those are some things that we can do. If we're in development, we have all the things in the world possible. But what if you're already on that road to launch? How can you use Twitch to help increase your brand awareness and get user acquisition? And things that we'd like developers to think about is figuring out a novel way to announce on Twitch, or if you're announcing at E3, a way to do that there. How to have a rich beta experience that takes the Twitch audience into account when you're designing your beta program. And then, of course, launching on Twitch. We want to drive awareness to your game, and we want to increase Twitch to game account connections. And so here's an example from Elder Scrolls. On January 9th, Bethesda's Twitch channel changed into this. This was a clickable interactive extension that as people clicked, it filled up kind of magic on the glyph there. And then on January 15th, they announced the latest expansion to Elder Scrolls to a peak concurrent viewership of 138,000 people. So by placing kind of an interactive experience in front of that announcement and letting viewers feel like they were helping to unlock the actual game launch, they were able to drive outsized viewership on the Twitch platform. Same thing happened at E3. At E3, Ubisoft created an extension to help interactively announce their 2018 title slate. We saw a strong performance in driving beta registrations and pre-order sales, and we were working on creating a generalized extension for this year that any game developer can easily plug into as a CMS. So please let us know if you'd like to join in on that to help you easily launch your game on Twitch and get these type of pre-order and beta registrations that you're looking for at that time. Another thing that can happen around launch is a Prime launch campaign. This is something we did with Assassin's Creed Odyssey. They launched a Prime campaign that allowed users to claim items even before the game was released. That increases the value proposition for your game, for your customers, before they actually buy the title. So you go and you claim your Prime benefit, and now you have it, but it makes you want to buy the game more because you already have value inside of the game. And another thing that's really important that I think this audience should consider is the Bounty Board. Launched in beta 6 months ago, it's a scalable self-service marketplace to activate streamers to take a specific action. We built a system to make influencer campaigns scalable, targetable, FTC compliant, and brand safe. We offer multiple turnkey types of campaigns, examples of some of the, but we also have custom campaigns if you're interested in that. Examples of turnkey campaigns are gameplay campaigns for the broadcaster. So for example, the broadcaster broadcasts 1 hour of gameplay. In those type of campaigns, we tend to see the viewers watch for about 25 minutes. As an example, over 600 broadcasters completed the Assassin's Creed bounty, and then over 200 of them completed it the week that Red Dead 2 was actually released. So it's a way to actually keep people engaged with your content even when other pieces of content are dropping over the internet. Another type of bounty board campaign is a trailer clip campaign. We tend to see about a 90%, and the idea is you'll give broadcasters a trailer or clip of your game, and they just run that when they're running their content. If they have a break, they'll run your trailer or clip. We'll see a 90% completion rate for people watching those types of clips versus like a 30% on other platforms. We've used it for everything from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles to Dollar Shave Club, basically whatever, and then of course, obviously, game announcements and game launches. And then we also do some things with long-form video content. For example, we had 50,000 people watching Adult Swim's Tigtone before that episode actually launched. Another important point of the Bounty Board is that we care a lot about brand safety. We developed a suite of brand safety tools to ensure that the broadcasters are doing the right thing at the right times on stream. This happens before, during, and after the campaign to ensure that the broadcasters that we choose at a very scalable level, like we had 600, as I mentioned, for that previous campaign. It's a very hard thing for a developer to manage themselves. We make it scalable, but we also make it safe. The important points of the Bounty Board to remember is that we want to drive deep engagement with these influencer campaigns through hundreds or thousands of small and mid-sized communities, which are the ones that actually activate the strongest for influencer campaigns. If you've done influencer campaigns, you know this. We want to do it through streamlined self-service activation that delivers brand-safe content with unparalleled engagement from viewers. Another thing that we'd like to call out is think about how to launch your beta on Twitch. For example, here's For Honor, War of the Factions. They did a beta campaign where broadcasters were selected for the beta and they had to choose a faction, and based on what they did in-game, that kind of made a global leaderboard happen where like various factions would go up and down depending on broadcaster success. It allowed them to have a very innovative way of, instead of just launching a beta campaign where people come and watch, viewers felt involved even if they weren't actually selected to be as part of the beta. Another thing that we'd like developers to think about is developer updates. Paradox regularly streams their developer updates on Twitch. They get an average of 20,000 concurrent viewers. We want you to think about this as an interactive patch notes and community feedback sessions. If you do it right, you can engage your community over and over every time that you have a content launch. So those are some things that you can do on that road to launch. But what if your game's already in a live service? How can you integrate Twitch at that moment? And here we tend to think about drops and Twitch Prime along with esports and insights, which I'm not going to spend a huge amount of time talking about, happy to talk about afterwards. What drops is a system that delivers heartbeats of viewers to game developers so that they know which one of your players is watching on Twitch so that you can reward them. An example here with Elder Scrolls is that if you were to watch the official channel for at least 10 minutes, you would receive an Ouroboros crown crate. And actually, they extended this so that if you watched a select group of streamers that they called their stream team for at least 10 minutes, you would receive a drop as well. It allows you, the developer, to figure out what type of content you'd like to incentivize on Twitch and really tighten that watch-play engagement loop. It's basically just a standard OAuth 2 integration, which is why it can actually happen once the game's in live service. They just put it on their website. You click on link to the Twitch account. The OAuth 2 dialog comes up, and you can see receive information about personal viewing activity and engagement with Twitch streams related to Elder Scrolls. So once the user clicks authorize on that, a heartbeat service is set up where we will heartbeat to you what your viewers are watching on Twitch as it relates just to your game. So it's basically one of the few places on the internet to know what are your users doing once they leave your game. You can see how they're engaging with your content outside of your IP. And I'm going to talk about the success of this with respect to Warframe, which was one of the partners that used this to the best effect in my mind. They used this campaign to drive new spending. Of the people that linked their account and got loot, 41% of those had never spent a dime. And they were able to convert 18% of those into spenders with $8 ARPU. They also activated a Prime campaign at the same time. The Prime campaign saw 52% activation for active players. But importantly, we saw a 246% lift for players that had been idle for more than 7 days. So we're able to get this strong re-engagement by integrating these technologies. And for the lapsed players, for people that hadn't played in 60 days, just claiming these rewards gave us 50% of them went on to actually play the game. So we're talking people that hadn't played the game in 2 months coming back and playing the game. So lastly, I want to look at a program that Ubisoft did. This might be a little bit loud, so we'll have to turn it down. This is something they did with Annie Munition. They started off contacting her to be a Rainbow Six streamer.
Probably because they were attacked.
She'd never played the game before.
Hi.
And we wanted to showcase how you can actually take a broadcaster and help them get subscribers and how that helps them actually become engaged with your content in IP. And so we can see here, she's completely new to the game. And we'll wait a second here. Oops. Flashbang everybody.
Hi. Are you okay?
Extract the hostage.
How do we?
Hostiles approaching. Keep the hostage safe.
Can you guys help me with the door? This is a closet.
Hostage free. Secure the
What? Why did he throw her on the ground? He said hostiles approaching. You didn't have to drop her like that. That seemed kind of rude. Hi.
This is my favorite
Don't
part.
worry, I've got everything. No, stop. Oh God! Can we accidentally kill her? Or will she be fine no matter what mistakes I make?
And so starting from that, 1,400 hours of streaming later, she's one of our largest Rainbow Six streamers, and definitely a lot better at the game, which we'll showcase here. At the end of this, they're going to show a charm that they gave for her subscribers in the game. So they linked, with this Twitch account link, they were able to figure out who her subscribers were and give her specific pieces of content. We'll end her kill spree here.
Yes! Oh my god, dude.
I was at the site shitting myself.
And so that's an example of how activating with an influencer over the course of multiple years can actually, lead to outsized results. And here's an example of the piece of content that they made just for her subscribers in game. We'll look at that, and then I'll just go to my recap because I'm short on time. And there you can see that there. So as a recap, start integrating early. Think about rich extensions that use metadata from your game to power things. Create new ways for viewers and streamers to interact. Think about how Twitch Prime can increase your usage there. Use Twitch to announce your titles. Think about Bounty Board and how that can give you additional lift and influencer campaign engagement that you might not be able to do yourself. Use Drops and Prime to kind of continue that watch play life cycle. Think about rewarding your most loyal broadcasters with subscriber drops. And then we have Twitch Insights, which you can find on dev.twitch.tv, that will help you understand your viewers as they are on Twitch. And so thank you very much. Please visit dev.twitch.tv and follow us on Twitter. Thank you.
Thank you very much, GT. Thank you.